What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report, where we are going to talk all manners of the proverbial bullshit that just happened in this game. Like right off the bat, 2 dice rolls won me that game. I think that's what it came down to. 2 dice rolls won me that game. The first one was when Angela went after Jane.
Yep.
And Jane, like, you did what, 6 damage into her?
Yeah.
And I only had 3 health remaining. I'm like, yeah, I need to block 4 of this.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Jane rolls 4 defense.
Brutal.
Like, absolutely brutal. But yeah, blocking all 4 of that was just that was massive. Like,
yes.
That was, if I am allowed one major play in a game, that would have easily been like, yeah, that is the major play in the game.
Yeah, but what makes it illegal is this next one.
Yeah, and then Loki walks up to Thor over here, and I got
another 6.
You got another? Was it another 6?
Yeah, it was another 6. You had to make 4 again.
That's right. I had to make 4, and then Thor just turns around and is like, you know what? I'm the older, prettier brother.
Yeah, how dare you try to mess my hair?
And I have fallen for this, oh no, you're dead, Floyd, too many times. And you're not going to stab me this time. And yeah, he rolled 4, which was just absolutely obscene.
Yeah.
Like, just obscene. And blocked all that major damage. And I got 2 major rolls this game.
Yeah.
What I will say is I think the game was kind of interesting because I think it was very front-loaded for you and very back-loaded for me.
Yes, I will agree.
You had a very strong round 1, round 2, and I turned that around and I had a very strong round 3, round 4.
Yes.
Is basically what it rolled down to. And honestly, if it wasn't for those two very massive rolls, I mean, that's my sports state at the moment. Like,
yep.
Thor was not looking happy. Jane was not looking happy with 1 left.
Yep.
And then Lady Sif only had 3 left. Like, you had very prime targets.
Yeah.
And I got some incredibly lucky rolls at the end there.
Oh, and like, if my rolls went more appropriately on that side of the table, I had a good chance of picking up Lady Sif and Mighty Thor. That didn't happen. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I got a backup for this.
Well, it's funny because we were discussing that. I'm like, yeah, like, you just have to do 3 damage to both of them, and that's that.
And as it turns out, someone had sacrifice. So my play with doing an Area 3 attack against both of them wasn't going to work.
Yeah, because we were discussing it off camera because, one day I should actually film us while we film.
Sure,
just so people can actually see how the process goes down. Because we were saying, it's like, okay, in what way can Loki maybe pull this out? And we had this thought where, okay, well, maybe Loki walks over here, does an area attack, and takes out both Jane and Sif.
Yep.
And we're talking about it back and forth. And then finally I'm like, oh, wait, I got sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I just make it so you only hit one of them and I only lose 1 cube no matter what.
Yep.
So
it was not going to work on that side. But I'm like, oh, wait, I can come, take him down. Then Scourge can pick up this point and potentially the other point over there if he survives other shenanigans. But alas, that was...
Like, even that was a bit of a long shot, but like, when you rolled your dice, I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I think we might be going to another round here.
Yep.
And then Thor rolled his dice. I'm like, oh, damn.
Oh, no.
And that was impressive. I will say this. All the new Asgardians impressed me very much in this game.
I'm actually going to say I think everyone did excellent in this game. Like, the one that stands out as didn't do super great... Okay, well, there's 2 that didn't do super great.
Oh, I mean, Nebula took out Sable. I think that was all she did. She got Sable in 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
She failed to take out Scourge.
Yep.
Would you say Sable was your...
She was the weakest one, but that's because I kind of chose her to do that. Like, I had one turn where I could definitely get Sable into a position where she was just going to be making shots. Or I could get Angela out of trouble, and I chose to get Angela out of trouble. And then the next turn, it's like, well, I can try to use Sable with Sable International and Trickster's Boon and absolutely try to wreck Thor. Or I can potentially have Angela wreck Sif and Mighty Thor.
Yeah, and honestly, I think dice and averages all considering, I think that was the more likely play right there.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that Mighty Thor had 4 defense dice that were rigged. So if I'd known that, I would have chose the other one.
That's why I wear t-shirts, so you can't see me pull them out of my sleeves. they're all hiding down my pants, right?
Yeah, jingle, jingle.
Yeah, jingle.
But
any bulges should not be mistaken for something else. Ooh, this one's going kind of sideways.
back on topic though, I actually really enjoyed playing with Sable, and despite the fact that I think she might have did a point or two of damage to Thor from long far away. She probably shouldn't have. She probably should have just been handing out extra dice when needed, and
you handed down a fair amount of dice. Now, if there was somebody else you would have run instead of Sable, do you have an idea?
Originally it was Enchantress.
I do like that. I think Enchantress could have been an interesting one.
Well, because then I get my Executioner and a couple of other little tricks, but I don't think she would have done more than Sable did in this game.
That's fair.
She might have been able to steal one of the cubes or something, but she just doesn't have the
damage output.
The damage output or the ability to survive against damage too, right?
I mean, she would still have the Odin's Blessing, but yeah, I hear what you're saying there. No, that's fair. Would you have considered like a Valkyrie or a Heimdall instead of Scourge?
I was looking at Heimdall because he doesn't get enough attention, and I felt like this list was going to be much better for him. But Heimdall kind of feels like a weaker Loki Prince of Lies, and I kind of felt like the mobility that Loki has, because he always has these powers, plus he's helping them reroll, felt like Loki was you didn't need a second smaller Loki.
Well, I was thinking like Heimdall offers another place, Heimdall, and then you get a reroll and Loki on Heimdall. Right? I don't know. I think there might have been something to Heimdall, but I understand why you veered away from him, because we've had some rough experiences with Heimdall.
I'm always surprised when I flip over Scourge's card and see that he has 5 health on this side, but I'm also surprised that he has medium movement.
Yes, so. that at the start of this game, you're like, yeah, Scourge moves medium. You're like, that's right, he does. What did you think about Loki? Loki's been on the channel twice now, and I played him in a convocation list.
Yep.
Not too long ago. You obviously played him in an Asgardian list. It wasn't like the strongest Asgard list, I don't think.
Nope, not at all. But I do think it kind of takes advantage of his rerolls and stuff like that. And I think there's a better list out there that can do a lot more with him.
I will say that Angela felt good with having the Loki reroll.
Sure did.
Yeah.
The original plan was Sable sitting here, Angela and Loki are fighting in the middle against real people, and she's handing out these things, getting rerolls. Angela looks really good when she's rolling a bunch of extra dice. So
you know what? If you'd gotten either of my other secures, it was meteors and demons downtown, which would have been a much more central fight, which I think would have really played towards your game plan there. Yeah.
Yep.
So really cool. I gotta say, new Thor feels a lot better than old Thor.
I would also like to add to Loki, the fact that he has a long move means that he is wherever he wants to be, and sending someone off to go do some works feels great. The fact that he's usually sitting on 10 power is...
Well, the fact that at one point I'm looking like, you have 11 power. No, that's just not how math works.
No.
But yeah. Loki had power for days.
Yeah, I definitely would like to have someone else who uses his power to get things done, but...
You know what you should have done? Instead of Sable, you splash Invincible Iron Man, and you bring Helios Laser.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oof.
That would have definitely ruined my day a little bit there. Because you're not
Mighty Thor, or not Mighty Thor, Thor, Hero of Asgard.
Insert Asgardian of choice. I do not wish to see you anymore. I think that would have been a good one. Like, I like Sable, but I think she just doesn't quite have the punch.
That's fair.
That she needs.
Giant's Blood was really good, and I'm sure someone who is much better than me could have played it even better than I did, but...
I liked your use of it, though.
I walked away. I made him slow and root, and those were both super relevant to his character. It felt really good, and it felt Loki. It felt like, oh my god, I did a trick. Ha ha ha, I'm gone.
Yeah. Now, going back to like the Sable versus Iron Man argument, because then also Trickster's Boon on Invincible Iron Man would also feel a lot better as well.
Yeah, because you got the bigger.
Well, because you also Trickster's Boon. He gets 5 power.
Yeah.
Which then just goes into the Helios laser pool, and then wow, yeah.
Lots of good stuff going on.
Lots of good stuff, yeah.
But I definitely think that there is a lot of play with Loki, and I really like his leadership. Like, I think his leadership's decent with a bunch of the Asgardians, especially the ones that have really good triggers off their attacks. I don't know if it's better than Mighty Thor's, but
I do actually. I played a game casually early in the same day, and his leadership was instrumental in a lot of cases. Awesome. Mighty Thor's is good, but because it's all contingent on where you are positioned in regards to the enemies, there are limitations to it. Mighty Thor or Loki's is just, you know what? Pay a power, get your reroll.
Yeah.
Asgard almost always has power for it. So yeah, I think it's really good. I will say, I think out of all the characters, I think Jane is my standout Thor. I absolutely adore her. I think her model's become one of my favorite models in the game.
Awesome.
Not quite my favorite. I think Agent Venom might still be my favorite model in the game.
All right.
But she's fantastic. I think she does everything I wanted original Thor to do, which makes me really happy. I got to say, Sif impressed me as well. Like Master Swordsman, like I barely use Zemo as it is, so Master Swordsman was kind of a new experience for me, and that was kind of awesome.
I also like the fact that she also felt very mobile, and that I feel like her and Valkyrie got to be best friends because they feel like the two of them can just come up with.
Oh, I got to try that now. Yeah. You know what? This Asgard box has me very excited and energized for Asgard, and they're definitely going to make it back on the channel more regularly now because these were very fun Asgardians to play.
I agree.
Yeah.
And while I love Hela and a couple of the others, I don't feel like you're paying. Well, I guess I'll play this one.
I think Hela likes Loki's leadership too. Just makes her a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're right.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, suffice to say, there's a lot of experimenting that can be done with new Loki's leadership now, which is really cool. We are going to be into a time of song and legend, and everyone is going to Stovacor.
Ooh, crossing over here.
Actually, now I want to model Angela's morph. That's where we're going to end this one. We will see you guys next time. Happy wargaming.